Nvidia, right, or Nvidia, whichever way you want to call it, had Q3 earnings this last week. And, I think as a crux, it's at its all-time high, right? In terms of stock price, in terms of news, it's really bounced back from the good old COVID days, right? And I think just to paint a little bit of picture, right? The earnings went up, their revenue went up, and as well as what they are looking towards. Now, I think with regards to Nvidia, I think one thing just for coconuts out there that are listening in, they create chips, right, Anthony?
Yep. I mean the computer chips, not potato chips, but yeah.
Yes. They create computer chips, mainly stemming around a whole ton, right? So GPUs is effectively what they create, graphics processor units, among other chips, but these were good. 60% earnings year over year, so that means compared from this year to last year, and they've attributed it to a number of things. Number one, their GPU sales were through the roof, right? And they were telling that, hey, you know what? Amazon, Facebook, all these big tech companies are the ones buying my product. How cool is that, right? You effectively have cornered that market in that space.
Where do they put the GPU in data centers, right? That's what I read.
Yeah, correct. And apparently, I think the data centers have been growing.
That sounds promising.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, look, we are creating more and more data. I think we have created more data in the last 2 years than the previous 10, right? With the shift to the cloud, data centers are going to be fantastic. More and more GPUs will be required. That's like, demand right there, provided they can keep up supply.
Absolutely.
For foreseeable future, essentially.
That's a lot of data, though. Hey, Anthony, what are you giving away?
Yeah. It's okay. We'll have crypto and they'll pay me for data, so that's right. But that's a topic for later. Back to Nvidia. What else have they been doing?
Well, I mean, they, in all fairness, they've been all over the place. So, firstly, right, the main growth was due to this, right? Amazon, Facebook, really just growing. Mm-hmm. But they've also been selling to corporations, right? Their chips, their laptops. Okay. So it's sort of like a byproduct, right? So as you know, we're all working from home during this pandemic, and the corporations and the companies have been buying good laptops and top performance, what they call a professional visualization product for their employees who work at home. And this actually obviously stems from Nvidia's GPUs, and that also grew by 77%, at least in this 1 year, from Q3 last year to this year.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
That's fantastic.
that's pretty good.
Right. So they have
points.
data centers, they have laptops. What else?
They are just launching a new software known as an Omniverse Enterprise. Now, this is stemming towards the
not
metaverse.
Meta, but Omni?
Yeah. But it's for the metaverse,
so they don't
right?
call it Metaverse, right?
No, they don't call it Metaverse, of course. I think, I don't know whether it's copyrighted or anything. Yeah. So what this Omniverse Enterprise does is that they create visual characters or 3D worlds in the metaverse, right? So this is to complement that metaverse that obviously we're going to be talking about later. And this is a software to create things on that metaverse, whether it be a 3D render, 3D model, your own character, a building, really anything like that. And they're looking to launch this. So this is sort of looking in the future.
Okay.
It's a new product that they're looking to launch.
Cool.
On a downside,
I guess
sorry, go for it.
Yeah, I guess that's the kind of leveraging of their current strengths, right? They can build the GPUs well now and put it in various products. And I guess it's a matter of using the chips to do renderings and to help, I guess, game developers and all that. That's the value add, essentially, with their Omniverse. Definitely.
And this is, again, looking to that future, right? But coming back to the earnings call as well, there's two other things that I wanted to state here. Number one, they're self-driving. So they also have GPUs that go into self-driving cars, right? So that's also there's also these chips that they sell. However, it went down, right? In terms of last year to this year, last quarter to this quarter. But I think, we've been talking a lot about the semiconductor crunch that has been happening and so on and so forth. And I think it's due to that more than anything else. However, they did mention that has slowed down a little bit. And last but not least, you use Nvidia's chips to mine cryptocurrency. right? So if you see an exponential
that's
mining,
old news, man.
Exactly. It is old news, but it still needs to be said that did go up, right? So people were mining more and more cryptocurrencies as well. However, on the earnings call for Nvidia, they really just skimmed across it. They really focused more on, sort of doubling down on this Omniverse enterprise. They're sort of doubling down on the hyperscale consumers and the customers like Amazon, Facebook, Google's, you name it. So those were the things that they focused on.
Yeah, I think it makes sense, right? I think just on the mining bit, I think that there was a lot of talk over the last year or two about how you just couldn't get a certain model of Nvidia graphics chips because the miners were just buying up all the supply and people who wanted to put them in computers to play computer games just couldn't get it, right? So and that was a supply side issue, which but I think as cryptocurrency moves from proof of work to proof of stake, that kind of removes it a bit. So hopefully we'll be able to play games soon.
Yeah.
on good graphics cards.
On good graphics cards. Well, I have a Mac, so I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So
it's okay, we'll play FIFA.
Yes, we'll play on the PlayStation. But I mean, coming back to this, right? What is the takeaway for coconuts here, right? I think my question to you, Anthony, is we've seen some good news from Nvidia. It's also now at its all-time high. I think it's 230. I don't know if it touched 300. Don't have that on my screen right now.
I think it was 330 actually. 330.
There we go. But it's at its all-time high, right?
It was 330. Yeah.
Even pre-COVID, all of that. Now, what are your thoughts? Is this a good buy point for coconuts out there? Those trying to invest in this space.
Look, I think medium term, 3 to 5 years, this is a $1 trillion company, right? It's the next one, provided. Yeah, it's this next one. It's going to happen, right? They are the leader in chips. We'll need more chips. Boom, problem solved. Easy pieces, right? And for 1 trillion, that's $400, 400 plus share price. So there's still a bit of room to grow. Whether they do it in the next few months or 2 years later, we don't know. But look, it's run up. We are recording this at 23rd November. Last night, the US market kind of tanked. All the growth stocks died.
Tell me about it.
Literally. So, yeah, no, my poor finisher see on rate. It's terrible, right? But, I think that's, and then you start thinking about downside protection, right? If I enter now and I just buy a share, what happens next? If it goes down 30%, do I have conviction to hold? So you need to do your research. That's one. This is not financial advice. Do your research. Two is, you can do funny things like you can buy cash secured puts and all of that just to kind of
hedge,
push the price down a bit and get rewarded for waiting, right? So if we want to talk about strategies like that, coconuts, please let us know. We can do a short primers in future. But yeah, I think disclosure, I placed a cash secured put expiring next month for $300, I think.
For Nvidia?
And I got 10%? Yeah, for Nvidia. So that's like 30K USD. But nice. I got 1,000 in premium, so that moves my cost basis down if I get exercised, right? And that's a bit of a security there, rather than just waiting and buying, I think. But yeah, how would you play this? I know you're not really an options guy, so
no,
would
I'm
you
not.
wait?
Yeah. Not really an options guy since I started to learn it. I learned it in uni, and I was like, yeah. No. For me, it's really that question mark, right? And for me, it's always for that long term. In terms of what is your time horizon? So if this is a 6-month play, if this is a 3-month play, if this is a quick buck, I don't think it's a good idea, right? I see this as a hold and really long term. Right. And if that's the case, right, why Nvidia? Because then your market also stretches into a few other things. For example, another really good long-term hold is Apple. Another really good long-term hold is Amazon. A really good long-term hold could be Microsoft. Do you get where I'm coming from?
But those are but those are thematically different, right? Because if you are looking at Nvidia, you are really looking at the growth of chips generally. You are agnostic as to whether it's in a Surface Pro, or it's in an Apple, or it's in a data center.
Yeah.
It's the competition is between them and AMD.
AMD, Qualcomm as well.
So,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Qualcomm is far behind. Not in the conversation. Come on.
But yes, those are the competitors.
So yeah.
I mean, the way I look at it is
so
it's high.
I think if you want the team of the metaverse and it's 5 years out, Nvidia probably works more than Meta platforms. Sorry, Facebook, now known as Meta platforms, just because you want to be agnostic, right? You don't care who the winner is. You want to sell the picks and shovels to the gold rush. Right? I like to think about it that way. You don't want a particular gold mine. You don't want to bet on a particular land having a lot of gold. You want to sell the shovel to everybody who wants to mine for gold. Right. And that's the analogy I like to draw. So yeah, I think Nvidia's fantastic.
Got it. I mean, I think that's fair. But at the same time, for me is, right, what's your time frame? And is there other gains to be made? So I'm not even worried about a chip industry. I'm worried about opportunity cost. Right. So I think that's the part that I'm thinking about. That said, though, if you are a big believer in metaverse and you're trying to go into metaverse or invest in stocks or crypto or whatever, this is definitely less risky, right? Is what I would say. Because like what you mentioned, you're not right at the top here, not getting all the fame of Meta and all of that thing, but you're the grounds to grow that. Right. So I see it as a stable investment.
Wins, you will be there.
Yes, exactly. Whoever wins will be there, provided AMD doesn't do the exact same thing and outbeats Nvidia. But I really don't see that happening.
Buy both. Buy both, not Qualcomm. You are settled. Right?